Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night. And here's who it's by on the back, because I don't want to butcher the name. So that's there. You'll probably, if you want to find the deck, though, if you look up Wisdom of the House of Night, you should find it quite easily. Alright, so Capricorn, 6 for you, 6 for your partner. We're going to do relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. So my first thought is it's really good, but there's quite the change coming up. Quite the change. Alright, so I feel like there's something you want to change in this relationship anyway. There's something that you want to get more on track. Something feels off track when it comes to this relationship. You've got the 5 of Pentacles. The best part about this is that I feel like this is the only card that's going to be less than the best, the less than optimistic for you in this whole reading. Because I feel like this is where you're starting from. And hopefully this has already passed, or it's about to pass. Because I feel like you're just looking at the situation like it's not what it's supposed to be. It's not as good as it's supposed to be. It's lacking in some respect. And you need this to improve. It is going to improve. It is. And I feel like it's going the way you want it to go. Now, this 5 of Pentacles does connect with your partner's 4 of Pentacles, but it's over in where they're standing. I feel like right now you're feeling like things aren't exactly where you want them to be, but your partner is content, the 10 of Pentacles, and that's why things aren't moving forward just yet. They're very happy with the way things currently are. They're very used to it. I almost feel like it feels like a kind of a cheaper, like, I don't know, how do I put this? It's kind of like, it feels cheaper to me. Why do I feel cheap? Like just kind of enjoying it for what it is. It's kind of like going to one of those bargain stores and you get a lot of junk, but it's a lot of fun stuff. It's really not the greatest. I don't know, I feel like it just feels like it's really not the best, and they know it's not, but they're enjoying it for what it is. And they know it could be a lot better. That's the thing. What I'm feeling with the 10 of Pentacles, they know it could be a lot better. So they're holding on. Why are they holding on, though? Something is weird with this holding on. I don't want to drown on this, but like, I feel like they're just trying to hold it where it is, and it's almost like they're questioning what the future is going to bring. They need to go into this next phase with you. But I almost wonder if it's like not knowing. Kind of like going into this next chapter, going into this next phase. There are some variables that they can't control, and I feel like that might be the big thing with that. The thing is that the fact that it's not as good as it could be is kind of like going through these unforeseen passages makes them nervous. Like they're going into these tunnels and they don't know where these tunnels really go. They think it's going to be better, but they have to rely on you to get them through this. And it's like they have to give up some control to let this happen, and it makes them nervous. But I do see the Emperor coming in as a challenging card for them. They have to pull it together. And what I'm getting is when they pull it together with the Queen of Pentacles, they are going to lock this in better. Now, you're already in a relationship, but something's coming in and it's fortifying. Whatever you feel like you're lacking, this is going to resolve that. So it's going to resolve whatever you feel is lacking. Things are going to come together stronger. Things are going to be better. Now, you do have the Justice card pulling in here as your challenger. How is that challenge? They're saying be very careful to keep the balance here. Because what I'm getting here is you're going to have an opportunity coming forward to take control and keep it. They're saying make it keep control equal between the two of you. Keep it a democracy. Don't make it a dictatorship. I feel like justice is saying this is your challenge. Keep it balanced. You're going to have an opportunity going forward to take on, to have complete control is what I'm getting. Complete control, if not complete, very much, the majority of it, quite noticeably. Keep it balanced. Keep it balanced. Half and half. Keep it balanced because you will get success that way. If it's over to you too much, it may be nice at first, but it will become draining. It will become a burden. Be careful. They're just saying be careful. Because you got the World card coming up. You got the World card coming up. There's a big change. You've got the Warrior and the Priestess of Fire. I actually feel... I see you as the activator here. And you're telling this person, listen, this is not working anymore. I'm fed up with feeling like I'm living with lack. I don't have enough. This is not right. We're going to move forward. The Warrior with the Priestess of Fire with the World, you're fighting for this to move forward. And I do see you as the activator. And I do see, they're like, how much more clearer do we have to make it for you, James? The Knight of Wands is here. In your spiritual position, you are clearly activating this. So why I would be apprehensive about that, I have no idea. Are you not really wanting to? I don't know. It's coming in quick. The Knight of Wands is a quick mover. It comes out of nowhere sometimes. And you might just hit this point where you're fed up. And I wonder if that's why this energy feels a little weird to me. It's kind of like you're not really planning to do this. It's not like you're planning to I'm going to have this talk and we're going to take care of this and we're going to move forward. It might be more like, it's kind of like the last straw type feel. The straw that broke the camel's back, like the last straw type feel. And they just push a little too far. I'm getting the Knight of Wands. It's kind of like your partner pushes a little too far. And it's making you feel like this is going to be more lack. It's going to put this more in a situation. The situation's going to move more in a direction that you don't like. And your partner's pushing forward with this Knight of Wands. Like they're pushing you back a little bit. Like let's, I know you don't like what's going on so far, but let's make it a little worse. I know that's not what they're going to say, but that's how it feels. That's how you're receiving it. Like they say, I know you don't like the situation as it is, so let's make it a little worse. That's not what they're going to actually say, but that's how it feels, and that's how you're interpreting it. Like, wait, straw that broke the camel's back. And I feel like when they push like this, they're trying to push you back a little more. You're like, absolutely not. It's kind of like either make it or break it. And I want to say make it or fake it for some reason. Because I feel like you don't want it to break. Make it or fake it means if this did fall apart, it would break your heart. But you would be like, I'm not doing this anymore. I kind of feel like you're coming to your limit. You're coming to your limit and it's just, you've had it. I don't feel like you expect to do this. But they push, and it's kind of like they push too far. And you're like, listen, let's either do this or don't because I'm sick of this. And I'm getting, this is really heavily weighing on you. The Six of Cups, where you're standing, like, it's gone on too long. It's going to be like this. It's like regressing. If we regress anymore, like, why are we even bothering? I feel like you're not happy. It's just, that's why when they push and they try to push you back, you're like, forget it. We're either going forward or you can just forget it. This is actually good. You are first to feel good about this because you do get what you want. You got the Four of Wands. You're getting, this is stabilizing the way you want it to be. This is connecting you to your partner even stronger. It's weird, oddly enough, it's not something your partner doesn't want. It's something they're afraid of. They're afraid of the change. They're afraid of what it's going to mean. They're afraid of giving up some they control. And when you pushed back, they basically were put over in a spot where it was basically, there's not gonna be any control because it's either they give in to you or the situation is done. Because I feel like you're really not happy. You're really ticked off about this. But this moment happens and you get what you want. And you're happy about it. And it's locking in. This is, again, with the Justice card, which I said it before, be very careful. You could end up in total control. or at the very least in the majority of the control. They're saying balance this right from this moment. Balance it out evenly. If you don't, it may be nice for a while, but it will wear on you. It will become more of a burden. It could become a different type of problem you're going to have to sort out later. Be careful. They're just saying be careful. Do yourself a favor, keep it balanced. Then down the road, you're still happy. If you don't keep it balanced, down the road there will have to be a correction. There will be a repercussion for that. Your partner, after it goes forward a while, and this is not going to be right away. You're going to get what you want. You're going to enjoy it before they do, but you're going to be comfortable with it. This is where you want things to go. Things are going to be fine. After a while, the Ace of Cups, the Death card, the meditation, they're going to need some time to really feel and think it out. They're going to need some time. That's what the meditation is saying, to really understand why this is good, to really come to their own God center, Goddess center, their own spiritual center is what I should say, to figure out this is what they really do want. This is actually a good thing for them. The Ace of Cups with the Death card is telling me this is coming in, this whole new change. Like you had the World card first. You're pulling this into a new era. The Ace of Cups is kind of like they're finally realizing that this is changing their life too. They can't go back to the way it was, but what is coming out of this is the Ace of Cups, and they do want that. This is very good. They're just slower to accept it than you are. I feel like it's kind of like you show up to the party and you're there having a good time, and then 3 or 4 hours later they show up and they're like, oh wow, this is great, and you're like, yeah, that's why I came, that's why I've been here. Been waiting for you to show up. But it takes them a while to come around, but then once they're a part of the party too, once they get it, all is good. It's just going to take them a while to really warm up to it and get used to it. And that's where we're going with that. Alright, I feel like that was good. So that is the message for Capricorns in relationships. Let's go ahead and do the Capricorn single read. And remember, of course, you can always get a reading from me if you want to know my rates. Go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Now on to Capricorn singles. What do we have for single Capricorns? My nose is filling up. That's what we have. That's fun. Alright, let's see. Messages for Capricorns. Single Capricorns. Empowering information. Show them the truth of what's going on, what they're really dealing with. The resources they have at their disposal. Where are we going with that? Resources you have at your disposal. Okay. So I feel like there's some question of if you really even want to be a part of this. Something fell out. It's face down. 2 of them. We'll leave them there. I think we want to... No, we want to go. We're going to go for it. All right, let's go for it. You got the World card at the top. I'm a fan of the World card, usually. Only time it's not fun is when you're in a situation you like and the World card shows up and says, well, we're changing that. What is going on here? That's a good question. You get 2 face down cards that fell right out. They're face down, which 1, 2. Okay. The 2 things you have face down, which are awesome cards, Magician and the 6 of Wands, which is pretty much, I see it as a very great success, a wonderful success, getting what you want, but they're face down. They're saying for you to get what you want here, to be happy, you're going to have to take this bull by the horns. You got to be the leader to get this going. So if you really want this great success, you're also the magician. You're the one making it happen. You're pulling in what you got and you're making it something. Now, I kind of feel like in the past, for single Capricorn, you got the Fool card here. Whatever comes my way, if something seems good, great. I'm not going to try to force something. I just want something to kind of, excite me. Kind of looking to see who approaches me. It's kind of like, I don't feel you actively going towards something and hunting somebody down, if that makes sense. But kind of like, well, if somebody gets my interest, then I can see where that goes. Just kind of, the Fool is just kind of like, just hanging out. What's good is good. Single, if I'm single, then I'm single. If I find somebody, then great. I just don't want to end up with something mediocre. That's a big kicker here, I think. You don't want to end up with something mediocre. You want somebody to really grab you and get your emotions going. You got that Page of Pentacles is kind of like that childlike feel, like I want something to excite me. And if I find something that excites me, then maybe I'll move forward on it. But until that happens, I'm just going to kind of hang out and see what's around. And if somebody approaches me, I'll see what I think about that. So, they're reiterating though, if you want it, you have to go find it, claim it. You do have the World card at the top. That may be how you've been handling the situation, but I feel like that's kind of getting old, and I feel like you're kind of like, I'm getting bored with this, waiting for somebody to kind of excite me. I think I'm kind of ready for something to pop in. I'm ready for something to happen now. Unfortunately, I don't really know if anybody's really, I was going to say tickling your biscuit. I don't know how that sounds to other people though. Nothing's really exciting you. I said it, so I probably shouldn't have, but there you go. Nothing's really exciting you. It's just not. And you're starting to look a little bit more, but it's the Page of Wands. So you're not like actively pursuing, but you're kind of like paying more attention to who's around you, paying more attention to what's coming your way, what possibilities are there, who actually seems to be interested. You're paying attention more, but the Page that's more of a receptive energy as far as I'm concerned. It's not really one that goes out and gets something. It kind of does, like, it'll go out and do something, but it's already according to plan. It's already in, somebody already put this plan in front of them. They just got to follow the rules. So it's not really actively looking in the sense of like going and getting, but it's keeping your eye open. It's kind of like just like talking to people a little bit more. It seems more receptive, like whoever's coming towards you, just kind of talking to them a little bit more. But it's not really actively going and searching out. But this is your thoughts too. Now, you're not really finding what you want. You're not really over the moon about anybody at the moment is what I'm getting. And I'm getting the High Priest at the bottom here. It's kind of like you are commitment oriented. I'm getting that right off the bat too when I'm touching this card anyway. Commitment oriented. But I don't see you wanting something to just a lightning strike romance. You don't want it to just pop in and be like, my whole life changes. You don't want it to just like bowl you over like that. You do want something to. You want to find somebody. You want to enjoy time with them. You want to have that add into your life, and you want to take your time doing so. So what I'm getting here is that you definitely want a commitment, but you don't want a flash romance. You don't want it to just pop in out of nowhere. You want somebody to like get your attention. You want to spend more time with them, and you want to move forward slowly. It seems to be what you want. If this is hitting, that feels right to me. With the High Priest, it's kind of like there's rules. There's a way I want this to happen. Like this is how I want this to happen. There's a certain way I want it to work out. And you got the King of Swords in the center with the Temperance. So you're making your decision. The King of Swords, yes, can be communication, but can also be thought. And I feel like you're coming to peace with yourself, coming to clarity with yourself. I want this. And I don't want it to happen in 2 seconds, but I want something to happen, and I want it to start coming towards me, and I'm ready for it to happen. And the Temperance here is like, I don't need it today, and I don't even think I need it tomorrow, but I want something to start coming in. I want to start hanging out with somebody. I want to start slowly hanging out or getting to know someone. I'm not looking for a flash romance. I keep getting that. Like, I don't want it to happen in 2 seconds. I don't want my life to be thrown up in, disarray. I need something to slowly start to work in. I want to get to know somebody. I want to start seeing somebody slowly, and I want them to slowly integrate into my life, and I want to integrate into theirs. And the Temperance card is like, I want something to comfortably move in. And I'm getting like the energy hasn't moved on yet, so I'm kind of also getting kind of like, for example, I don't want to meet somebody and like all of a sudden I'm spending every day with them or seeing them every day. I want to meet somebody, we like each other, and like we hang out once a week maybe. And then maybe we talk once a week, we hang out once a week, and it builds over time. Like after a few weeks go by, maybe we're seeing each other maybe a little bit more than that. And it's just slowly building, and it's just like it's not throwing off any of your responsibilities, and you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you. I don't know why we're pushing it so hard, but you kind of want something to like. I don't want like my life to be thrown up. I don't want it to be thrown in disarray. Just like start seeing each other like once, maybe twice a week, possibly, depending how I feel about it. And then after a month or two, we start seeing each other a little more, and then we do a little more after that. That's what I'm feeling. Are we good? I don't know why we're beating it to death. I really feel like we're beating it to death. But there you go. So, all right, I have to acknowledge this because I think this is kind of interesting. You have the Empress in your environment. There's somebody there. There's somebody there who's interested, but somebody also who's very respectful to the way you work, and they're not going to pressure you. There's somebody who's interested in waiting for you to come towards them. They don't feel like pressuring you works. If they come towards you, and they might have come towards you in the past, and you didn't shut them down, but you kind of like maybe blew them off a little bit, just kind of like, well, I can't right now type feel, and you kind of forgot about it, and they're not going to push you. They just feel like if they pressure you, it's going to fail. So they're waiting for you to come towards them because they feel like when you come towards them, you're truly ready. So this is in the environment, and you might, like I said, this person might have approached you in the past very respectfully, and you kind of blew them off, not in a bad way, but just kind of like they said, well, if you want, we can do this. And you're like, well, not right now, but maybe down the line. And they just accepted that and they backed off. This person is around you. Ironically, as you keep going forward, I feel like you're not realizing this person is there. Because I'm getting the Nine of Swords with the Beauty. And I feel like you got the Nine of Swords, like you're not happy and you're feeling like opportunities have passed you by. In the future, you might be thinking, this person is not interested anymore. That's another piece of this where I don't think you realize this person is waiting for you to tell them you're ready to possibly move forward. You're thinking maybe that ship has sailed and you're not giving it much thought. This might not be even something that you're agonizing over, but you just feel like the ship has sailed and you're like, there's nothing else out here for you. The Beauty is here, is saying that it's here. It's here. It is so here. You've got to claim it, though. If there's somebody you're thinking, I think the ship has sailed, but that would have been nice. If they're single, talk to them. Why not find out? Give it a shot. Just start the conversation and be like, well, back then, I just wasn't in a place to start it. I guess maybe I spoke too soon because now would have been a good time. That might open a door, or you could find a way that's more comfortable for you. Back then I just wasn't ready, but now I'm thinking I might get into that dating scene. You could find a very easy way for you to put that forward is what I'm getting. But they're saying it's here. The Beauty card is saying it's here. It is here. The thing is, the trick with this, if you want that success, you got to make it happen. You got to start it. You got to get that ball rolling. If you don't get that ball rolling, it's not going anywhere. Now, where this is going after this is a little tricky, I'll be fair. It is. You got the Four of Swords, is it? Yep, Four of Swords, Queen of Cups, and right on top of it, the choices. Again, you choosing. You have to choose. You have to choose it. I feel like this person is not going to let you know how they feel right off the bat. They're not going to let you know. Not until you actively go forward and say you want to try or you're interested in them. Once you put yourself out there, the door will open. This is, and I know it's a little tricky because it's kind of like if you're not getting anything back, you're not seeing like a green light here, that could be a little rough. It could be hard. But I feel like, again, you're smart enough to make it work. You could find a way to put this out there. Like, I remember this time we were going to do that. Like, just like whatever that was. For example, if they invited you somewhere in the past and you said you blew them off, whatever it was, just replay it from you asking them this time, though. Invite them to something. See if they go for it. So, if, for example, if they invited you to a barbecue and you're like, well, I don't think I'm into that right now, but I'll keep it in mind and I'll let you know. And you just walked away from it. It didn't happen. So maybe you have something coming up. Maybe you have some type of connection, or maybe there's a dinner you're going to or whatever. Invite them along. Just ask them if they'd like to go with you just to hang out. The same way they asked you, just in reverse. You're asking them now. Do the same thing and just see what happens. I feel like that's the easiest way to make this happen, but you have to make the choice to make this happen. If you don't, nothing's going to happen. That's what I'm getting. And that's where this is ending. All right, I think we got it there for Capricorn. All right, Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.